And here is the Vegan's Almanac for today, the 28th of November, 2024. Today is the birthday of Tom Regan, born on this day in 1938. Tom Regan was an American philosopher who specialized in animal rights theory. Many believe Tom Regan was one of the most influential animal rights theorists in the world. He was professor emeritus of philosophy at North Carolina State University, where he taught from 1967 until his retirement in 2001. Regan was the author of numerous books on the philosophy of animal rights, including his seminal work, The Case for Animal Rights, that has significantly influenced the modern animal rights movement. He argued that non-human animals are what he called the subjects of a life, just as humans are, and that if we want to ascribe value to all human beings regardless of their ability to be rational agents, then to be consistent, we must similarly ascribe it to non-humans. The crucial attribute that all humans have in common, he argues, is not rationality, but the fact that each of us has a life that matters to us. In other words, what happens to us matters to us, regardless of whether it matters to anyone else. The basic right that all who possess inherent value have, he argues, is the right never to be treated merely as a means to the ends of others. On June 10th, 1990, Tom led 24,000 animal activists in the March for the Animals along Pennsylvania Avenue from the White House to the U.S. Capitol. The march was organized by the National Alliance for Animals with participation by dozens of groups. Speaking next to Tom were actor Christopher Reeve and singer Grace Slick. And today is also the birthday of Jon Stewart, born on this day in 1962. Jon Stewart is an American comedian, political commentator, and television host. The long-running host of The Daily Show on Comedy Central from 1999 to 2015, Stewart returned to the satirical news program in 2024. Jon and his wife, Tracy, have made their farm in New Jersey home to pigs, goats, and sheep rescued from slaughterhouses. Thanks to those animals and Tracy, Jon has a different perspective on how the food we eat ends up on our plates and is now vegan. Speaking of his wife, Tracy, Jon said, "She's always been a vanguard of positive change." Tracy is also the author of the 2015 book, Do Unto Animals. Jon recalls, "We ended up with a farm with pigs and goats and sheep, and it became untenable for me to make that decision. That decision of, I think you'll be better off if I kill you." He says that once he started eating more plant-based food, he felt better and had more energy. Jon is a big fan of nutritional yeast, aka nooch, the savory yellow flakes that have a cheesy flavor. He and Tracy have nooch-topped vegetable bowls for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And here's a poem for today by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, Thanksgiving. We walk on starry fields of white and do not see the daisies. For blessings common in our sight, we rarely offer praises. We sigh for some supreme delight to crown our lives with splendor, and quite ignore our daily store of pleasures, sweet and tender. Our cares are bold and push their way upon our thought and feeling. They hang about us all the day, our time from pleasure stealing. So unobtrusive many a joy, we pass by and forget it. But worry strives to own our lives and conquers if we let it. There's not a day in all the year but holds some hidden pleasure, and looking back, joys oft appear to brim the past wide measure. But blessings are like friends I hold, who love and labor near us. We ought to raise our notes of praise while living hearts can hear us. Full many a blessing wears the guise of worry or of trouble. Far-seeing is the soul, and wise, who knows the mask is double. But he who has the faith and strength to thank his God for sorrow has found a joy without alloy to gladden every morrow. We ought to make the moments notes of happy, glad Thanksgiving, the hours and days a silent phrase of music we are living. And so the theme should swell and grow as weeks and months pass o'er us, and rise sublime at this good time, a grand Thanksgiving chorus. Thanksgiving by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. This has been the Vegan's Almanac with the reminder that each animal has a life that matters to them.